or Molly Jamaican?
It was with the quickness. Like usually, it takes a minute for people to find that out.
Yeah.
Right? It takes about 3-4 months. With the quickness, they found out that his father, is actually white.
Shit.
And then she doesn't even hang out with her father's side. She hangs with her mother's side.
She hangs on the other side. Yeah.
So even if you want to use that, that part, she don't even want to be anywhere near her father's side.
Mm-hmm. What's our topic of conversation? I ain't gonna keep trying to beat these laws into y'all because y'all want to keep them. I ain't gonna keep going back and forth, reciting the law and about y'all keeping the law. I'm always just here come on TikTok and see what we got going. See what we got going. I had fun edifying the pastor today.
How'd that go?
Oh, it went pretty good. I was showing him all that stuff on AI. He was looking at that AI and broke him up after that. You know what I'm saying? So he was reading about how he was saying the transatlantic slave trade in Deuteronomy 28 was parallel to each other. Then I took him to where the AI say these curses is identification mark. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just read something. I did this before. I worked AI. I gave my opinion, then I gave what the AI stated. 99% of the time, AI is going to tell y'all exactly what we've been telling y'all. AI is going to tell y'all exactly what we've been.
With no bias.
Yeah. Oh, I did this Jesus Christ. I did it. Jesus Christ had a father. And it said, he said, you're exploring the concept of Trinity and the lineage of Jesus Christ. So I was telling him, like, nah. He said, let's break it down. He said, the Trinity is a Christian doctrine that describes God's single entity mentioned in the Bible. The concept is referred to in various passages. You're correct. Jesus Christ had a father, and that's mentioned in the book of Samuel 7, uh, 12 through 13, where God promised David that his seed. I'm on her right here. Look, it's gonna say the same thing. It can't be biased.
Every single point.
When he was sitting there reading all that, he was sitting there like, and then he lightweight started crying, you know, because I got to talking to him about a just man falling and that the laws wasn't done away with. He agreed with all that, so it was like he said, "Man, I was been going through something. I think it might have been meant for you to show up, man." Because he said you showed up, and then everything I'm going through, you broke it down scripture wise, and he said, "Man, I feel better now." I said, "Might have been put on my heart to come here." No. What's going on in her?
Oh, go ahead, Salakia.
What's going on in the world? I want to see how many of my people get bamboozled by Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. Let me get that scripture where it talks about. Let me see. Never put another nation above thee. Deuteronomy 17 and 15, the scriptures say. This is the reason why we don't vote. We don't get involved in none of that.
I got you.
Start read 15.
Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee.
They said we shouldn't do what?
Why set him king over thee?
The scriptures say we ain't supposed to set a king or another nation over us. Read.
Whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren.
Among one from where?
Among thy brethren.
Where should this king or this ruler that's with the children of Israel should be what?
One from among thy brethren.
The scriptures say that we don't supposed to set another nation above us. And if we do, it's supposed to be one of our own. That's how the scriptures say. I just say that to say, because I know everybody, I've seen a lot of educated black females getting all hyped up about Kamala Harris and all this. And I have to reiterate these scriptures where she's still of another nation. So if she get in that position, her position is not to help us. She's not going to help us. If she wanted to help us, you think she would have been keeping them people in jail, getting free labor off of them? So we already know if she get in office, the Most High said, man, you don't put another person over your nation. You pick one that he choose from among your people, among your own people. That's who we supposed to put above us. But we don't do that. We look for these other nations to help us. Read that again.
Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee.
When they say thou shalt not, that means you don't do it. You don't do it. You don't set another king over thee. This is the scriptures the Most High said. Read.
Whom the Lord thy God shall choose.
He said he got to choose our leader. He do. Not the public voting polls, not the right, the left, the liberals or whatever. No, none of them. He choose who he wants to put above us. He choose. Read.
One from among thy brethren.
And it's going to be somebody that's from among our nation. It's going to be one of the children of Israel. When he says somebody above us, it's one of his own, one of our own. That's what he's telling you. It's like when you go to court, they tell you that you got when you go to court, they tell you that when they tell you go to court, they always tell you you got a jury of your own peers. So this is what the Most High telling the children of Israel. He said, you don't sit another nation above you. You know, he said, I'm going to choose one to be above you, and it's going to be somebody of your own peers, you know, of their own people. That's who it's going to be. Not another nation sit over us, and we hope and pray that he can free us. That ain't what he's saying. He's saying that he said, we put another nation. Read that again.
Okay.
Verse 15.
Verse 15 from the top.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee.
He said, you don't do that. You don't set another king over you. Read.
Whom the Lord thy God shall choose.
He said, who the Lord thy God, Most High gonna choose our leader. Go.
One from among thy brethren.
He said, one, when he make the choice of who he choose, it's going to be one from among your brethren, one of your own people. Read.
One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
Did you hear that last verse? That last verse is so cold. The Bible says you can't set another stranger above you Read that scripture again.
Come at the end or the whole thing.
The end part.
Come. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee.
The scripture say you can't set a stranger over you. You can't set a stranger over you. That's what the scriptures say. Read.
Come. Which is not thy brethren.
He said, if this ain't your brother, man, you can't set him over you. So this is why when y'all get frustrated and mad because we say we don't vote, we know the Most High said, hey, listen, you don't put another people that's not your people above you. You don't put them up there. That ain't what you do. He said, you take one from your own. Sometimes it be so hard as people hear that and they be like, oh, man, no, that's what he said. Read that verse again.
Come. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee.
You don't set no stranger over you. Read.
Which is not thy brother.
He said, if this person you don't sit over you, if this ain't your brother, if he don't come from your bloodline, if he ain't a part of your race, you don't deal with him. Read.
You want me to go to verse 16?
No. Let me stop right there. So the scripture say you don't put another person above you that's not of your own race. Period. If this is not one of your brothers and everything the scripture say, don't do it. And this is why we take the position of we don't vote. We don't vote. We don't vote for the simple fact that the Most High said don't put another nation above us or over us. So we don't vote. And that may not make sense to a lot of people, but it makes sense to us. You know, a lot of things been going on in the news, man. You know, what about the sister that got gunned down and she the one called the police? You know what I'm saying? She called the police and they shot her. These is our enemies, man. Let me get that. Never trust thy enemy. Hold on. Let me trust that enemy. Let me pull that scripture.
Like a sword rusteth.
Yeah. Yeah. Most High said, never trust your enemies, man. That's just the call to get some help. This just shows you when the Most High said he was when everybody always asks us, well, why y'all keep talking about the Most High? You know, award, what's up? Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shabbarak, but Barakatah, checking in. So when y'all ask us all the time, well, why the Most High? The Most High didn't say he was going to destroy Esau or the Edomites because of their skin complexion. He talks about this perpetual hate that they have for us. When this sister called the police, she called the police because she thought something was going on in her neighborhood around her house. That's what she's saying. First and foremost, the police ain't even supposed to be walking all through her house. They wasn't even supposed to enter her house, period. You know, and they seen her going back and forth from the whole sink. But these people have a perpetual hate for us. This is what we got to realize. I know you cool with Susie at work and y'all eat lunch together and y'all, you know, play footsies and stuff under the table. But the Most High said at the end of the day, that's your enemy. And it's so hard because we feel like we ain't got no enemies. We the only nation of people that say we ain't got no enemies. If you ask us who our enemies is, that we're going to say we ain't got none.
Okay.
No, that's what we're going to say. We ain't got no enemies. We're the only people that don't got no enemies. We cool with everybody. You know? I'm talking my face was supposed to get in here. My face ain't on this TikTok page. see. Never trust our enemy. Oh, that's in the Apocrypha.
Oh, I thought that was in the Old Testament.
In Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rust, said, so is his wickedness. The Bible said, man, you know iron gonna rust for sure. That's gonna happen. But he said, man, never trust your enemies. So the question we got to be asking ourselves is who the enemy is. I ain't have no.
Excuse me.
It's carrying on. The scriptures say, never trust thy enemy. TikTok ain't here for nothing. They must be feeling too good outside.
Oh God.
Huh?
Usually, what is it? They don't start seeing, getting more views until around like winter time. When everybody gotta stay stuck inside.
Yeah, it's too good out there outside.
I was seeing people like laying, like sleeping outside, chilling.
Yeah, they ain't I ain't getting no airplay. Yeah, I was trying to get some airplay on TikTok. No. Every now and then I can give me a good debate in, but the bottom line is don't trust your enemies, y'all. Don't get bamboozled into the election because she throw on some Timbs, whip out some hot salt bottles and none of that. Don't get blued away. Second of all, I also wanted to emphasize, like we was just talking about, the Most High said, never trust our enemies. The problem we have is we trust our enemies more than we trust each other. That's what it is. We trust our enemies more than we trust each other. We can ask all the other people, they can say who their enemy is. And not, some of them might even say we the enemy, but we don't have no enemies unless it's each other, man. Think about that, man. So these people, the Most High said he was going to destroy them because they had a perpetual hate. That's what the scriptures say. And Obadiah talks about how they had this perpetual hate. And he constantly, and when something is perpetual, it's continually. That's continually. So when the Most High said they had a perpetual hate towards his people, that means they just had a continual hate towards us. So when you seeing that sister get gunned down and it's like everybody that's been happening, why you think they're so confident to squeeze that trigger? They're confident. They're confident to pull the trigger. They feel like the odds in their favor. I mean, this woman was putting water into a pot, going back and forth to a sink. And she was even talking Christianity the whole time. She was, oh, I praise, oh, she was all into, the Christianity thing. And he still shot her because he felt threatened that she was all the way distant from him, and she keep messing with this pot with this hot water. So he felt threatened, and he killed that sister.
Can't believe that. That just reminds me of that 2-year-old with that little Nerf gun.
Oh yeah, with the Nerf gun.
You could tell it was a Nerf gun.
Yeah.
What is it? I'm still.
We're definitely living in the last days because the world is way going now, especially in this country. I ain't never seen nothing like this. Just this election. I've never seen an election where, now I'm not talking about with Nixon. I'm talking about an able-bodied candidate step down and somebody else take the plate. Because we've been robbing, stealing, and killing trying to get this. I don't vote. I'm just speaking. Trying to get Trump out the way. We got to go to plan B. Get rid of Biden. And at first, Biden said he wasn't going to step down. But they told Biden to the side, boy, listen. Now, you know that stuff all your son in and all that, man. Don't come on. Now, we'll drag your ass in there and Joe Biden stepped down. Because if you too incompetent to me to run for election again, how is you running the state? Then they said 40% of his term, he been back and forth in the hospital. Who the hell was running the other 60%? It sure wasn't Kamala Harris. I just, man,
I wish one of the links I keep sending to the group chat was appropriate for class today.
No what?
I wish one of the links I had was appropriate for class today. Yeah. I haven't been seeing nothing besides, people now. Because, I already did my research on Harris, right? About what she's, how many black men she's locked in jail, the law changes she made and everything that basically hurt our community. Apparently, I'm finding out that it wasn't hundreds of cases that she lied on. Maybe about 10, right?
Right.
I'm like, whether it's 10 or 100, it still don't matter.
Right.
She blocked the evidence from innocent men.
Right. But the niggas say whether it was 100 men or 10, you put innocent black men in prison.
Because what is it? If it was 10 out of 1,000, okay, so every 1,000 black men that go to jail, right? They're supposed to go to jail. All right, cool. But then there's that 10 that wasn't supposed to go.
Right.
That still reaches up to 100. That still reaches up to 1,000.
And see, I've seen them dudes in there, fighting to get appeals and trying to get appeal. And whole time this is why I said, man, our people be so sucking in sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? They be like all of them against us. You keep talking about Trump, man, she against us too. Everybody who wasn't in the office that was against us. Barack Obama, look at his policies. He was against us. Everybody is against us. That's why it's inevitable. And I think right now, in this given time, we're going to have to come together. We ain't going to have no choice. When you start hearing these woods complaining about how high bills is, how this just period, how they barely getting by. You see all these videos where they talking about they should have listened to black people, you know what I'm saying? Because now they falling down to where we at, knowing what we at, we've been here, so we cool. But we trying to figure out, what the hell is they talking about? Man, we've been living like this.
You said woods, and I'm thinking woods, and I'm like, the Appalachian people.
Right. So I was like,
the white people that aren't white people.
Right, the reddish people. So I was like, I'm like, man, that's just a cold thing, man. I just wish we can stick together, man. It's gonna come to a term like Most High say, I know it ain't gonna go that way. Because he he want everybody to be saved, but you know what I mean? The scripture say it just breaks your heart because the scripture say a lot of them ain't gonna turn back.
Okay.
And I just be trying to figure out since I've been in the truth, man, there's been times, man, I've been beat down. I'm going through a lot right now. But I just keep rocking out, man, keep rocking out. Because I figure even when I deal with this AI and I learn the truth is the truth because it's the truth, then I, you know, even though I be telling myself, like, man, come on, man, you got to pull through. You got to pull through. You know, so it's like, damn, he said that the one every, yeah, that's cold right there. She did that black. I bet she didn't do no white guys like that.
Yeah,
That's why it's so. This is why it's so hard. Why the Most High told us not to date or give our sons and daughters to other people, other nation, because it's just like a lot of people don't know that girl Maya Angelou, the black one, that dad. Well, she was married to a white guy. Yeah.
Maya Angelou was wild back in her day.
I don't care though. I only hear all them black poems about uplifting the black man, and you go home to a white man. I just don't want to hear that shit. You know, I think it's hard. It's too hard for like. It take a certain type of brother to be like can be in an interracial relationship and say I'm standing on this and this is what I stand on. This is what I believe in. Because a lot of people of certain situations that might be messed up, they might say, "Well, I don't want to say this because I don't want to offend my partner, even though I feel this way." So now you got to be somewhat less upset, less everything. This is like old boy for the quarterback for Kansas City.
Oh, God.
He chose Patrick Mahomes when he told about some man George Floyd was a criminal. Man, what they got to do with how he got killed? Ever since then, I hated KC. I don't like, boy, I roots against him. Boy, I be hoping he get. Oh yeah,
Kansas City is like one of the cities.
But my whole point is, you have a Caucasian wife, so you making a statement that this brother had a criminal past. What that have to do with that incident? So now you got to soften it up a little bit because you don't want to be all in like everybody else because you don't want to offend your partner. That's my thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like some people try to play both sides. Some people try to find a common ground. I don't know.
So like, yeah. As far as I've known, I've seen a couple of old school interracial couples. Like my grandpa was one of them. Like on my mom's side, she knew darn well she was not supposed to be in the space she was at. Only reason she was in that space was because of my grandpa. She knew not to say anything. She knew not to say the bad words. She knew not to be a part of it, but she knew to support it. If you really love somebody, you gonna support them. A man needs to become a man.
Right.
Every race is different.
Right.
A black man needs to be a black man.
Right.
The Hispanic man needs to be a Hispanic man.
Right.
The white man needs to be a white man.
Right.
As a sister, I don't see how you can support a white man.
Me either. That's why I'm listening to old girls' poems. And just like when I was saying, like, man, how y'all gonna listen to what Kamala say? Because she's sleeping with the enemy. What you think she about to come out here and do a boss move and be bossing up and then go home to the other side? That ain't how that work, man. Real talk, though. You know, our people be falling for the banana, and that's why these scriptures be so important, man. You know, it really do. You know, so with that, we are the ISUPK out of 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on the D Commanding General, Johanna. To all my blacks, Hispanics, and Latinos, Shalom. I'm just saying, I ain't really feeling under the weather. You know, I usually do class on the more. Just ain't. But I try to be here for y'all. I thought I was going to I usually get a lot more play on the TikTok, but I don't know. The weather got to be good or something, man. The library ain't never even been this empty. I'm used to the kids running through here doing somersault, slap boxing and everything. You don't hear nothing. The bums ain't even been posted up like that in here. I don't know where they even went with that shalom.
I noticed how nice it was out today. My kids was, are you off now?